This week, the A-List returns to our public media partner, WTCI PBS. Alison Lebovitz hosts the 16th season of her one-on-one interview series, produced locally by WTCI, premiering Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and available on the PBS app.
We are going to premiere the 16th season on May 1st with none other than Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is just a personal hero of mine, and I know to many others. If you don't know Neil deGrasse Tyson, you just Google him once and you will find thousands of articles and videos on him. He's a renowned astrophysicist. He's a science communicator. He is our conduit to the cosmos, as he likes to say, and he has just a passion for very complex scientific concepts, but he makes it so accessible to people, and he does that with us, and we're excited. We also have Ilya Ram, and if you have not been to the symphony lately, you must go immediately. He is our new music director for the Chattanooga Symphony and Opera. He's an Israeli-American conductor. He actually lives primarily in Germany, but will be here about 10 weeks throughout the year conducting. He is just one of the most charming, engaging, down-to-earth musicians, conductors, and people, and has really ingrained himself in this community and has already changed, I think, the way that music is interpreted and conveyed to audiences through the symphony. Jay Schwanke. Now, I love this guy. You may not know the name, but if you are at all into flowers or flower arrangements, then you must go find him on Life in Bloom on PBS. He is a national personality known as the Flower Guy, and he talks about not only his lifelong dedication to floristry, but really how flowers bring us joy and they enhance our well-being.
And no stranger to Chattanooga.
No stranger to Chattanooga. He came here last year. He loves going to different communities. He does this on his own dime and also goodwill because he just loves being part of the PBS community, wherever that is. And he is just a treasure. He is a doll. He puts his emotion into everything he does. And I think now he's really tangentially part of the Chattanooga family. So we love having him here. I don't know if you know Sydney Garrett. She is young, but that doesn't stop her from being impactful and a dynamite person in Chattanooga.
Be the change.
You've got it. She started Be the Change Youth Initiative, and her efforts to empower youth, not only through mental health advocacy, but through the arts. She's also a musician. She's a singer and songwriter. She and her brother have an album coming out soon.
In the Company of Wolves.
Yes, they are incredible. And she is just a young change maker making a huge impact, and is just an honor to be in her presence. She is a light, as I call her. Ishmael Reed was in town recently. Now, he is from Chattanooga. He is in his late 80s and is an esteemed author, a poet. He's a musician. He wrote a book called Mumbo Jumbo that actually was named by The Atlantic last year as one of the top American novels of all time, which was a very esteemed list. Through his work, he explores themes of race, culture, politics, but he's thought-provoking. He is amiable. He is hilarious and a little bit dark in some of his comedic exploits. He was just a pleasure, and meeting him, it was like meeting royalty. So that is an interview you don't want to miss. And a few others that are still in the hopper. We haven't put these in the box yet, but award-winning, Emmy-winning actor Tony Hale. So if you've seen Arrested Development or the show Veep, you may know him as Buster or Gary. I'm sure he is going to be a delight sharing insights into that world of acting, but also just is known as one of the most gracious, friendly, and kind souls in the industry, which I think is also a rarity, a somewhat unicorn. Also, a gentleman named Christian Siriano, who's coming here for a Cadus fundraiser at the end of May. He is, you may know this name, some people just went, oh my goodness, yes, fashion designer known for winning Project Runway, I think the 4th season. We're just excited to meet with him, discuss how he's created inclusivity in fashion and his journey in building a brand that really celebrates that diversity and women of all ages and sizes. So it's going to be a great season. I think a few more on the list that we are not yet ready to announce. As always, we're just trying to bring in stories about people and celebrate the diverse range of personalities across not only this region, but the United States, and bring it into people's living rooms.
The longer you do this, how do you keep that balance with the different types of guests you're looking to talk to and the ones who say yes?
We are often brought guest opportunities and ideas, and we're so thankful for a lot of our partners, a lot of our nonprofit partners here who bring in someone for a fundraiser or a speaking engagement. We also are constantly looking at who's coming within this region. We'll drive as far as Birmingham, Knoxville, Atlanta, Nashville, et cetera, to get a guest if that person happens to be on our radar. But to your point, we never want to have so many in the same industry or of the same ilk in a single season. So we're always, if we already have someone who's in a political atmosphere or a pop singer or even a poet laureate, right? We don't want to duplicate that within the same season. We really want to bring, similar to the diversity of the guests themselves, a diversity of range in terms of who we are speaking to. And I always say, if they have an interesting story, it doesn't even matter if I knew their name when I was pitched the idea, or if our team knows the name necessarily. We'll do some research for someone who we think could be a great story. If they've got a great story, we want to share that with our audience.
Starting Thursday, 8:30 p.m., and on subsequent Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., also on the weekend.
All right, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., so no excuse not to catch us. And if you miss it airing on WTCI, you can always catch it on our website, WTCITV.org, or on the PBS app.
All right, Alison, thanks so much.
Thanks, Ray. Have a great one.
And now, here's part of Alison Lebovitz's conversation with Neil deGrasse Tyson, astrophysicist and author, on this season's premiere of The A-List, airing this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on WTCI PBS and available on the PBS app.
Well, while I'm, boundlessly curious about the vast universe, I'm also very curious about the small little prompt or spark that got you interested in space.
Why do you think it was a small spark?
Okay, maybe it was a giant bang.
You're making assumptions there. When I was 9 years old, in a first family visit to our local planetarium, the Hayden Planetarium, where I now serve as director. And I guess I've been there for several decades now.
Right.
But I'm 9 years old. I grew up in a city. I'm a native of New York City. No one has any relationship with the night sky. You look up, there's a building, you look higher, there's more building, you look higher, there's like light pollution. And back in the day, there was much more air pollution, so you're hardly getting through that. So no one thinks about the night sky. And at age 9, I walk into the planetarium dome, the big comfortable seats, and then the lights dim and the stars come out. And I thought it was a hoax. I said, what, is this the night sky? I know what the night sky looks like. It has 3 stars in it. I've seen it from the Bronx, right? So, all right, it's an entertaining hoax, but a hoax nonetheless. I was pretty sure of it. But what fascinated me was its immensity and how much we knew, but more importantly for me, how much we had yet to discover. And that the depths of our not knowing is what attracted me. And from that day onward, I was starstruck.